Hey, what's up everyone? We're over here at C Fitness again. It's Monday, so that's chest day for everyone else. But for me, that's upper body day. And for me, that is anything above the waist. Now what makes this easy is if someone's on your machine that you're used to doing, you can go to something different. As long as you follow a relatively diverse muscle group and exercise breakdown. So I like to do chest, then arms, then back, then triceps, and then shoulders, and then rinse and repeat. It's not very difficult. It lets you get a pump no matter who's on what machine and how busy the gym is. So the first thing I'm gonna do is jump on bench. I already got the 2 plates loaded up. Again, for demonstration purposes, I like 225. It's a good weight I'm comfortable with. It allows me to show the proper form, and it's good for instruction. The rep range is gonna look like is 5 to 7 reps at about 80% maximum. So whatever you max out at, you can do 80 to 85% of that for 5 to 7 reps. Pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so we just did deadlift. The heaviest one I did was on the last one. The life is real. Finally getting back into heavy deadlifts. Just a matter of getting that back strong again. So the next thing we got is going to be bicep curl. And I like to go heavy on this just because it puts a huge pump into the biceps. the next thing we got going on is seated skull crushers. Now I think these add a little bit more of a dimension to your arms because unlike regular skull crushers, they're not quite as mundane and the failure point's a little bit higher. The main thing to focus on is that your elbows are parallel and relatively close. So the further you spread out on your elbows, the more your form's going to degrade, the more likely you are to hurt your elbow. So let's jump right into it. Seated skull crushers. Let's do it. Alright, so up next we have incline dumbbell press. I like to offset this with like the standard incline just because I feel like you get to isolate those individual arms and really find out which arm's your weak point and then try to resolve it. So I like to do pretty heavy on these. I like to shoot for 7. If I get 5, that's still within our 5 to 7 range. And again, it's all your intensity. So let's jump into incline dumbbell press. Alright, so the next one we have up is row or pullback, and I like to do it on the cable row machine. There's a bunch of different variants. This just happens to be one we have here. Just as many machines, there's just as many bars to use. I like to use this one. I think that one gives you the best amount of grip and the most amount of squeeze, and lets you get really tight to your chest, which I think is super important. You'll notice on this one that I don't do 5 to 7, I do 10. I do 7 regular, and then for the last 3, I extend my legs near full lockout with just a little bit of tension release on the knees, and then I do pretty much a deadlift form where I tilt all the way forward and then I pull all the way back. I think it gets a really deep pump into the lower back and the lower part of your lat. But yeah, let's jump right into it. This one, you definitely see what I'm talking about. When you lean all the way forward, and you get that good squeeze all the way back, it's gonna burn your triceps, it's gonna hit your lats. Just make sure when you're doing these, that you don't fully lock out your legs. The risk of hurting your knee is definitely there, especially with higher weight. Take it easy, take it slow, and do the appropriate weight for your skill level. All right, so the next one up is gonna be shoulder, not necessarily swings, but shoulder extensions. This one's the one that's gonna take probably the most amount of practice and the most amount of like beginner weight at the start, just because of the movement's a little wonky, if you will. But I'll walk you through it. It's one of those ones that's gonna add a lot of dimension to your deltoid and appear that overall roundness of your shoulder, which everyone's looking for. So let's jump right into it. is going to be flies, and I do this in a different way. I start out flat, and then I progressively incline the bench more and more. I think what it does is it pulls that pump higher and higher onto your pec. So is that standard flat bench, it gets that good squeeze in like that core, the upper pec. And as you just go up and up and you increase that incline, you increase the height of that pump. So you're gonna see me start out flat, and as the exercise progresses, I'm gonna do 4 sets with varying level of incline. Let's do it. Take a page out of Ronnie Coleman's workout sheet, and we're going to do barbell rows. And this may be a different one that a lot of you aren't used to, but it's definitely one you should add in because it definitely adds a different variable to rows. Another one that we do maybe a little bit differently here on this channel is overhead press. And a lot of people do is in a squat rack. A lot of people use dumbbells. I've done both, and I do both on different days. But one I like to do the most is the Smith machine overhead press. It's one that allows you to go probably the deepest with the most security, and it allows for just a ridiculously good pump throughout your shoulder, even a little bit of your back, and of course your arms. But let's jump into it. So I just wrapped up upper body day. Everything from shoulder extensions to bench to different variations of bench, curls. I left out a good bit. It takes time to set up the camera, stop what I'm doing, load up the weight. But stay tuned because there will be an all-inclusive full workout video, which will probably end up being like an hour and a half. But for right now, this is just like a quick little workout just to get the upper body series started. There will be more. So throughout the videos, there's gonna be music playing over the actual audio in the gym. That's just due to copyright things with the music that's playing, and maybe someone's being maybe a little bit too motivational in the background, making some weird noises as they usually do in gyms. But you can expect commentary over the exercises. I'll edit that in. That way you get a grip of like why I'm doing it and what kind of rep range I'm doing, maybe some of the weights that I do as well. If you liked what you saw, leave a comment, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more to come from the channel, a lot more mini series, secondary series. Make sure to check out the link for C Fitness in the description below. If you're in the South Hill or Puyallup area, come check out this gym. I guarantee you'll like it. They got everything from classes, tanning beds, to a good amount of free weights and a ton of cardio equipment, although we don't go to that side. Check them out in the description. Guarantee you'll like them. Take it easy.